La Familia.
CNN is here
With a brand new reaction to Jim Jefferies.
And we are checking out
Freedumb.
full-length official clip from Freedumb Netflix special.
So Jim Jefferies, I believe you were saying earlier, is actually Australian
comedian.
I always feel like comedians from other countries are the best at frying Americans. And you can tell clearly by this visual of him looking like Mr. DT, Mr. Donald Trump. You're fired.
You're fired.
The American Eagle.
With the American Eagle in his hair, on his fake toupee and whatnot. So we're super excited to get into this, guys. We love comedy here, as you guys can tell. We're goofy ourselves.
We checked out a bunch of British comedians.
Sheesh, man.
But this is our first time checking out Australian.
Jim Jefferies, yeah. So we're super excited to get into this, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And if you do, guys already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and join La Familia
on the road to 30K. But let's get into this. Let's go.
And then they always say this, and this fucking spins me out. Well, I don't expect an Australian to understand freedom. What are you talking about? You constantly say freedom all the time. Like, oh, we're so free, we fight for freedom, freedom, freedom. Come to the Freedom Lounge at the airport. Like, fucking what? You know when you're singing the national anthem at the baseball and the person holds the note free for a little bit longer than they should until all you Americans fucking come in your pants?
That is true. We do.
Of the free.
I just
hit
came.
that note.
I just came. I'm not gonna lie, guys. America. And you know what's really funny? I thought I didn't know Jim Jefferies, but I've actually seen one of his older specials, I want to say. Once I saw his face, I was like, oh, I know this guy. He has a very Australian accent, but he's very good at copying the American accent as well, I must say. I must say, good man, you're rather dashing with that.
That was smashing.
Fucking come in your pants. For the land of the free.
Damn, you did hit that note.
We're so free. Freedom this, freedom that, free, free, free. Now, I hate to break it to you because I don't think many of you know this. There are 92 free countries on the planet. Democratic free countries. You are one of them. Every single English-speaking country on earth is free, and most of the countries are also free. Now, you're very free. Don't get upset. And I love America, I truly do. I live here and I love it. I have nothing against it. And none of the things I'm about to mention affect you, affect me in any way, right? You may not be the freest place on earth.
Now look alright.
The Rock comes in.
Just a quick example.
That's the one where the bald eagle flies and just picks him up and takes him away. Like, I'll show you. I'll show you what freedom means.
From his toupee.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Just a quick example, out of the 92 free countries on the planet, you have the highest rate of incarceration. 1% of your adult population is in prison. That's double that of the country that comes in second, which is South Africa. And if you've ever been to South Africa's fucked. So you're double that of South Africa. So statistically, in the land of the free, you have the least amount of free people.
The irony.
You know, man.
But it's very true.
It is so true. We have the highest incarceration rate, and we also have some of the highest, or like we have some of the most repetitive people. Like for example, like if you go to the jail system, you're more than likely in the United States to go back into it because there's no resources to keep you out of it. Essentially, they bring you in, they say, serve your time, and then when you get out there, just like, good fucking luck. You have less than what you came in here with, and you probably are never gonna get that back. So yeah, he's speaking facts. It's funny, but he's speaking facts.
Now, this is a super simple one. Super simple argument. In Holland, you can smoke weed whilst fucking a hooker in front of a cop.
The cop will hold the goddamn camera for you.
How dare Holland not be called the land of the free? Do you honestly think you're competing with Holland? In Canada, just last year, they legalized assisted suicide for the sick, which I believe is the biggest freedom of them all. It's your life. No government, no religious group should ever tell you when you get to check out. If you're a pro-life person, good. Do it with your life, not mine. Okay? Now, and also, I don't think they've thought about it. I don't think there's even the most evangelical Christian who's a burn victim, just like hanging on to life support in a hospital, just, I feel so free. And I'm so glad they're doing it in Canada, because if I ever had an assisted suicide, I want it to be a Canadian doctor. I want some guy rocking up to my house like, okay, already then. So I hear that someone's given up on life, eh? All right, let me just set up my little death machine here, and I'm gonna put this in your vein, and you're gonna be so sleepy so soon. I tell you what, there. In Australia, maybe 20 years ago, they legalized prostitution. They thought it would be the downfall of our society, but it really wasn't. It was a great thing. Like in Sydney, where I grew up, the streets always had hookers walking around everywhere. There was needles, and it was a very seedy city in some parts, you know. And then what they did was they legalized prostitution. They moved all the hookers into brothels. And because they moved into brothels, all the girls had to be tested for STDs. And then the guys, they could see the tests as they go in, so it was safer for the men, but it was also safer for the women, because what they did was they put security in these brothels. So if you showed up like a drunk idiot, they wouldn't let you in. Or if you got a bit aggro, they'd kick you the fuck out. So the girls were safer, the men were safer. Human trafficking was all but eliminated. And tax revenue went up. And the divorce rate dropped by 8%.
Oh, shit.
There is no downside to legalized prostitution. Now, in America, prostitution is illegal unless you film it. How is that possible? How the fuck is that possible? How do you have the biggest porn industry in the world and you still have illegal prostitution? Because it is legal to pay a woman for sex, but your friend Dave has to be in the corner with a camera. And Dave has to film it. And Dave has to promise to put it on the internet, because if Dave doesn't put it on the internet, then a crime has been committed.
That's insane.
And that girl can be 18 years old. And then she can be surrounded by 10 men that she barely knows. And they can all jack off onto her face until she's glazed with cum.
Glazed.
And no crime has been committed. But in America, and only in America, she's too young to have a beer. If anyone deserves a beer, in the land of the free, the home of the brave.
Hey, I have to agree. Give that Krispy Kreme a beer, all right? Because that's a lot of glazing, all right? That's like a double extra dipped Krispy Kreme donut. Give it a beer, all right? And I do agree with that 100%.
It's an interesting fact, though, about Australia legalizing pretty much prostitution. But the divorce rate went down and not up.
Well, yeah,
but
because I'm sure there's like some level of like, you know, confidentiality and this and that, where, you know, you're not, first off, your man's not catching, by all means, I'm not sitting here and condoning, you know, any form of that, you know, cheating on your wife or anything like that, even if it is with a, you know, legal prostitute or whatever, or escort as they call them. But it is statistically speaking, much safer. That is very, very true. I mean, Holland is obviously, you know, that's where Amsterdam is, and same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I know a few people that went to Amsterdam and everything. So
a few people.
Yeah,
it's him. I was like,
because she's glazed with cum, and no crime has been committed. But in America, and only in America, she's too young to have a beer. If anyone deserves a beer in the land of the free, the home of the brave, it's the girl with 10 loads of cum in her face. In fact, if you have 10 loads of cum in your face, you should get free drinks wherever you go.
Yeah.
You seem like a fun girl. Or a heavy sleeper.
Oh my God! Yo!
He's funny, man.
Man!
I wonder if he came to Chicago.
Oh my goodness!
Houston.
Oh man! You got Kansas City.
Austin.
You went to Austin, Detroit, Denver. Yeah, man. Jeez.
And then they always say this.
Jeez Louise, Jim Jefferies with the fire jokes and coming at America's, you know, figuratively and literally coming at America's head. All right, let's be honest here. All right, we were that girl with you know, yeah. Anyways, we're not getting too deep into that. We're gonna let that simmer. We're gonna let that settle. You know, don't let it settle too much though, because it'll get stuck in your hair and stuff. But yeah, that was great. That was really, really good. Yeah, I am one of the people who definitely does think that comedy, like, I really hate the cancel culture thing with comedy because it's comedy. If you don't like it, turn it off.
Turn it off.
You know what I'm saying? Or watch something else. Yeah, like watch
a romance movie.
Yeah, or watch what you like. And you know what I mean? Like if you don't think you're gonna enjoy, or you hear a joke that you don't like, well, you know, just skip past it, man. Like let comedians be comedians, because comedy, I think, is one of the best ways.
I consider that a hypocrite. That's what
yes, really, it's hypocritical. It's very hypocritical.
You're watching comedy, but then you also don't like certain things that the comedian's saying. But you're not gonna like everything that the comedian says.
Yeah, like it's.
Then just get out of the damn special.
Exactly. Just leave the special. There's no need to get all up in arms about it. It's his opinion. And that's the thing, is like, it's supposed to be funny. They're jokes. They're jokes, people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, I'm sure that a lot of you guys agree who are watching this. You know, you guys recommend Jim Jefferies to us for a particular reason. You guys thought it's funny. You guys think it's funny. You know, and I think it was Kevin Hart's special that said "Laugh at my pain." Mm-hmm. You know, this is a way, you know, you can just laugh. It's not serious. If you take it to heart, then you're not getting the idea behind comedy. It's
especially, I mean, his title is comedy.
Exactly.
He's a comedian.
Mm-hmm. And it's called the Unusual Punishment Tour. It's unusual punishment. Yeah, like, and sometimes the best way to get through things is to laugh about them. You know, and I feel like people are really constricting comedians based on the way that they make them feel. And again, just turn it off, guys. Go to the next thing. You know, and, you know, that's really all I gotta say about it. I think this is great. I think this is hilarious. I think it's awesome.
You guys have any other recommendations from Jim Jefferies? Let us know.
Let us know, guys. We appreciate it. We like comedy in all forms and all different things. You know, one of my personal favorite comedians is Dave Chappelle. You know, I think he's hilarious. I think he absolutely gold.
I saw him at the All Fest.
Yeah.
He was the host.
Yep.
It was dope, man. I mean, I know he did a few jokes, but he wasn't there just to, you know, be a comedian, even though he was.
He was there to host.
He was there to host. It's like hosting an Oscars or hosting a Grammys.
Yes.
He was hosting a concert.
And me personally, I think one of the best people I ever hosted Grammys was Ricky Gervais.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He was frying Hollywood.
We actually have a Ricky Gervais.
Bad. Yes, we do. Exactly. Yeah. Shh. No, but yeah, in all actuality, guys, yeah, I think it's best to just take these things with a grain of salt. You know, don't let it hurt you, because it's words. They can't hurt you unless you let them. So either way, guys, if you enjoyed this as much as we did, you guys already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and join La Familia on the road to 30K. But until next time, guys, peace.